What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. We got some major updates for you guys here in this video. We're going to cover for you Palestinians flee Gaza after Israel orders 1 million civilians to evacuate as a ground attack is preparing in the area. However, Hamas terrorist group says don't flee, says to the civilians, don't flee. They want them to stay. I'll give you the details here on that. Also, the battle for the Speaker of the U.S. House, maybe the divided states of America, as we're calling it here, because we are not united in any way, shape, or form here. Steve Scalise, who the Republicans nominated as the role to potentially take over it here, dropped out, saying, I can't do it. We're not united. Take a listen here.
Hey, first let me, I know we've been following this. It's been quite a journey, and there's still a long way to go. I just shared with my colleagues that I'm withdrawing my name as a candidate for the Speaker designee. If you look at over the last few weeks, if you look at where our conference is, there's still work to be done. Our conference still has to come together and is not there. There are still some people that have their own agendas, and I was very clear. We have to have everybody put their agendas on the side and focus on what this country needs. This country is counting on us to come back together. This House of Representatives needs a speaker, and we need to open up the House again. But clearly, not everybody is there, and there's still schisms that have to get resolved. I never came here for a title. I've had some great titles. I'm the majority leader of the House, and I love the job I have. I've had big challenges in my life. I've been tested in ways that really put perspective on life. Really, the 2017 shooting, when I didn't know if I was going to make it out alive, taught me what's important in life, and that's my family, my faith, and I'm blessed beyond belief. I have absolutely all the right perspective, and I still have a deep, deep passion for making sure we get our country back on track and get our conference fixed again. But there's some folks that really need to look in the mirror over the next couple of days and decide, are we going to get it back on track? Are they going to try to pursue their own agenda? You can't do both. And I think we're going to get there. I was very clear in that room that ultimately we have to come together for the country. But I never came here for a title, and it's much bigger than me, and it's much bigger than anybody else, and nobody's going to use me as an excuse to hold back our ability to get the House opened again. We still need to get a speaker, and I'm going to continue to push as hard as we can to make that happen as quickly, because it has to happen. But it wasn't going to happen. It wasn't going to happen today. It wasn't going to happen tomorrow. It needs to happen soon. But I've withdrawn my name.
What a speech. You guys can let me know your thoughts here in the comments. It's oftentimes the person who doesn't want the job that is the person who is often right for the job. Remember here, it was Steve Scalise who actually took a bullet back in 2017, along with several other people, during the congressional baseball game that actually raised over $1 million for charity, during which a shooter was killed when he opened fire on several congressmen and other people. And if it weren't for his congressional security detail, they said that it could have been a complete massacre because there was no other security detail there. And remember that they were there in baseball uniforms out on a field, and they were basically like sitting ducks. So thank God, because he was the majority, the House Majority Whip, or yes, he was the leader of the Republicans, but not the Speaker. So he had some security detail there, but nobody else did. Hopefully they've changed that rule, because Yeah, they do it on a yearly basis for charity. Wow, unbelievable. And yikes. And you got to really look at this at the perspective what other countries are thinking about us as the United States. That look at what countries like China, North Korea, Russia, and Iran are looking at us as. We have a impeachment inquiry on our current president right now. We've impeached in the House of Representatives our past president, former President Donald Trump, twice, and we just kicked out our most recent speaker, Kevin McCarthy. The first time we've ever done that to a speaker ever. The divided states of America is really what we are right now. The Republicans can't even get along within their own conference. Republicans and Democrats surely can't get along. And it just seems like we can't get along on anything at all right now. And we can't even sometimes agree with supporting our allies, Israel, an ally of the United States for many, many years. We're even divided among that right now. This comes as you can actually see the headlines here. U.S. readies forces, but plays down potential for troops in Gaza. That's right. Look at it right here. The U.S. readies forces. And Palestinians flee northern Gaza after Israel orders 1 million troops to evacuate as ground attacks loom. Take a listen here.
That evacuation order issued by the Israeli military is absolutely unprecedented in its scope and scale, and it suggests that the Israeli ground operation in Gaza, which we expect to begin soon, will also be unprecedented in its scope and in its scale. But this morning, there are difficult questions about what that invasion may mean and whether it could put the hostages in danger.
This morning, Israel issuing a stark order to Palestinian civilians. Evacuate the entire northern half of Gaza before it's too late. Israel says the area is full of Hamas military sites, but it's also home to more than 1 million people. And with Gaza's borders sealed, there's nowhere for them to run. The UN today pleading with Israel to back down, warning the evacuation will have devastating humanitarian consequences. And Hamas is urging civilians not to leave. The terror group also announcing that 13 hostages, including foreigners, were killed by Israeli bombing. The claim has not been verified by NBC News and was met with skepticism by an Israeli military spokesperson. A rescue mission would be carried out by Israeli commandos like these, but fears growing about what an Israeli ground invasion would mean for the 150 hostages. Among them, 20-year-old Omer Shemtov.
We had a Shabbat dinner. He had to leave earlier because he was going to the party.
He was one of thousands of young people at the Supernova Festival. The joy of the music giving way to screams of terror. Hamas gunmen closing in from all sides, killing more than 260 people. Omer last seen in this video on Saturday, his family recognizing his distinctive shorts.
What's it like for you to see your brother like this?
Unbelievable. Truly unbelievable. Like, why? Why does it have to be like this? Why does it have to be us?
Omer's room, just as he left it last Friday.
What's it like for you to be in here?
It's weird.
And the family dog Lucas, sensing something's wrong.
If you could speak to the people who are holding him, what would you tell them?
I just want him back. I don't want vengeance. I don't seek any of this type of stuff. I just wish he could be with us right now.
A family, one of many, praying to be reunited.
And Mika, you played that sound earlier from Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin, who is here in Israel today. You'll remember that before he was a member of President Biden's cabinet, he was a senior U.S. Army general. He was responsible for the campaign against ISIS in northern Iraq. He said he knows ISIS, he's fought ISIS, but the savagery committed by Hamas in the south of Israel on Saturday is above and beyond anything he saw ISIS ever do.
So I will keep you up to date. If you haven't yet, subscribe down below and make sure to like and share these videos so everybody can keep up to date with this information. Click here to watch a NATO nuclear exercise coming here, which is big news. Or click here to watch my newest video next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.